ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Welcome to episode 36 of the Callous Mind Talking Head podcast, or Talking Head livecast, or whatever the devil I'm calling this thing these days. I hope everyone is doing well on this fabulous Wednesday. And I'm going to jump right into stories first thing here. And the first story was Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant trade punches at news conference for November 6th title unification bout, which that was pretty interesting. So I will put a link in the description so you guys can go out here and see this clip. It was pretty hysterical. Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant started their scheduled fight more than a month early. The boxers got into an ugly punching exchange during a stare-down at a news conference on Tuesday at the Beverly Hilton Hotel. Alvarez and Plant are scheduled to fight for the unified super middleweight title on November 6th in Las Vegas. ESPN has Alvarez ranked number 1 on its pound-for-pound boxer list. Alvarez and Plant went nose-to-nose and exchanged words during the stare-down. Alvarez told ESPN that Plant called him a motherfucker, which set Alvarez off. Alvarez shoved Plant back. Plant then came forward with a left hook. Alvarez dodged it, though. Might have grazed him, then followed with a punching combination. He started talking a lot of things, Alvarez said. I answered, then the bad thing he said, you mother effer. You can say whatever you want to me, but not to my mother. My mother is not here. Well, I don't really think motherfucker is so terrible myself, because if you have ever had sex with a woman who's given birth, then you are indeed a motherfucker. So I don't understand why that's considered such a put down. But anyway, different people interpret things in different ways, and I guess that's how he interpreted it. So, and that's that. So I must admit here too that I am very, very proud to say that it is time indeed to hoist the colors, baby, because the Raiders go to Pittsburgh and win. Yes, yes, yes. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and jump into my football picks here. And it was not necessarily that great of a week, but it wasn't totally terrible either. So let me make sure that I've got everything right here. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into 2021 NFL Week 2 pick results. 10 wins, 6 losses. And so I think I'm one game worse this week than I was last week. It started on Thursday night when the Giants lost to the team formerly known as the Redskins, the Washington football team. So that was a loss for me. The Bengals lost to the Bears. The Browns won. The Rams won. And the Bills won. Actually, the Bills went on road, kicked some fanny, and now Tua is out. So he's going to be out against the Raiders, which I will be posting the video tomorrow for NFL Week 3 picks. So be sure to check that out tomorrow. Next game up, New England at New York Jets, and New England won that game. No big surprise there. The other thing about that, though, is I believe the Patriots, with that win against the Jets, have tied for like the longest winning streak against any one team or something. I could have swore I seen a story on that. The Eagles lose. The Raiders win. I've already highlighted that, of course. The Saints lose. Man, Jameis Winston falls back into old form, or is Carolina for real? I guess we're going to find out, and I hope Carolina's for real, because I actually have a wager placed for this weekend's games that include them. So, next game up, Broncos won, Cardinals won, and I highlighted this as a gift because as far as I'm concerned, this was a gift. It was a gift from Minnesota's kicker. He missed an extra point, and he also missed a field goal, and that's the difference. So, but it's just stuff like this. I always say when teams are good, or I should say that when teams win championships, typically you have to be good and you have to be lucky. And by lucky, sometimes things go in your favor in games, such as people missing kicks. And you also have to be lucky because your team members or key players don't get injured. And that's what I mean. When you are going to win a championship, you typically are good and you are lucky. And we'll see if the Cardinals continue to trend that way. The next game up, the Buccaneers, that was a win. The Cowboys was a win. The Seahawks, what is this? Tennessee goes on the road and just rolls Seattle. And I got to say, I mean, was this a preview? The Cardinals were able to stop Tennessee. So does that mean that the Cardinals are going to be able to beat the Hawks this year and they're going to be able to beat them twice? Because that'd be really critical for the Cardinals if they could beat the Seahawks twice this season. The next game up on Sunday Night Football, the Chiefs go to Baltimore, and Lamar Jackson and company slay the Kansas City Chief Dragon and win at home. So it was a close game, but at the end, Baltimore won, and that's all that matters. So that could be key in playoff seeding down the road. And then on Monday Night Football, the Packers bounce back against Detroit, but I mean that's kind of what you would expect. I think after getting an ass whooping in the first week, the way they did against New Orleans, that game against the Detroit Lions is just what the doctor ordered. So Green Bay wins, and here we go. So, all right. Well, let me gather my stuff here for. Gather up some more of my stories here that I got for you guys. Trying to see here. Yeah, I definitely want to talk about that one. All right, so the first, or I should say the first of the next stories up is this is from September 16th, and I just thought this was cool. Kansas City Royal Salvador Perez ties Johnny Bench's home run record for catchers. So Kansas City Royal slugger Salvador Perez tied Johnny Bench's record for homers in a season by a catcher with his 45th and a 7-2 loss to the Oakland Athletics on Thursday. Perez hit a 2-run homer in the first inning, matching Bench's total from 1970 for the most by a player who played in at least 75% of his team's games at catcher. Perez is tied with Toronto's Vladimir Guerrero Jr. for the major league lead in homers and also leads the Bigs with 112 RBIs. So that's pretty cool. We're witnessing a special season, manager Mike Matheny said. We're witnessing a special player to be able to be put in the conversation with one most would say is the best ever is pretty rare. His talent is not lost on the opposition. Salvador, it seems like he's hitting a home run a day against everybody, Oakland manager Bob Melvin said. You can't miss against him right now. Perez, 31, is 3 homers away from matching Jorge Soler's team record from 2019. Soler extended the Royals' record by 10. Perez also tied Mike Sweeney for second on the club's all-time list with 197 home runs, and George Brett holds the club record with 317. and for probably one of the greatest arguments of all time with the too much pine tar on George Brett's bat for the home run, and he came out and got thrown out of the game, and that's good times right there, good times. Next up, I really wanted to highlight this because I remember Zdeno Chara because he's so damn tall, but the dude's getting on up there in age now, and this is a cool story. From September 18th, Zdeno Chara signs one-year deal with New York Islanders. Defenseman Zdeno Chara has signed a one-year contract with the New York Islanders for his 24th NHL season, rejoining the organization that originally drafted him in 1996. It's kind of full circle. Who would know this would work out the way it did? Chara said Saturday, I'm very honored and humbled to be an Islander again. The organization has been through some transitions over the last 20 years, but we can all see the progress and the positivity the team has. Chara, 44, played last season with the Washington Capitals, appearing in 55 games and contributing 2 goals and 8 assists. He joined Washington on a one-year contract and an unrestricted free agent. This is the fourth straight one-year deal Chara has signed. He said there were a good amount of other teams interested in signing him before he chose the Islanders. He said his family, who lives in Boston, was comfortable with him playing another season. I love the game. I have passion for the game, and I believe I can still play. That's all you need, he said. The 6'9" defenseman. So that's 6 feet 9 inches before skates. That's absolutely incredible. The 6'9" defenseman was drafted in the third round, 56th overall in 1996 by the Islanders. He played 231 games for them from 1997 to 2001 before general manager Mike Milbury sent him winger Bill McCall and first-round pick that became center Jason Spezza to the Ottawa Senators for center Alexei Yashin, a transaction that still holds a place of infamy for Islanders fans. Oh my gosh. Chara celebrated the homecoming with an Instagram post Saturday in which he wore one of his old Islander sweaters, writing, I had to get some dust off them, but they're still looking good. So, pretty cool. All right, and this is sad, but unfortunately, this is kind of part of this guy's history now. This from September 19th. Carson Wentz injures right ankle in Indianapolis Colts loss to Los Angeles Rams. Colts quarterback Carson Wentz will undergo further evaluation on his right ankle after injuring it in the fourth quarter of Sunday's loss to the Los Angeles Rams. I think this was a pre story. There was another story, I think, that he's got injuries in both ankles, and so this was always kind of something that I thought about as far as Carson Wentz. One of the reasons why the Eagles would not find a trade partner was because the durability is just not there with Carson Wentz. And once again, he did end up getting traded to the Colts, and the durability is still an issue. So I wish Carson Wentz well, and I wish the Indianapolis Colts well, but I'm just saying that this seems to be something that continues to rear its ugly head. And when you're paying somebody that much money and at that particular position where you need him to be playing, it's just sad to see. It's sad to see that another career could end up, being cut short because of injuries. It says Wentz suffered the injury when he tried to scramble and was taken to the ground by Los Angeles Rams defensive lineman Aaron Donald on third down with less than 8 minutes left in the game. Replay showed Wentz's right ankles severely twisting as he went down. He said he could feel it twisting under the pile right away. Wentz was slow to get up and then limped to the sideline. He rolled it up pretty bad, Colts coach Frank Reich said. I had a sense when he walked off the field it didn't look good. Sometimes if you go back in right away when it's still warm, you can maybe gut out a few more plays. The longer we were off the field, it stiffened up, and he tried, but there was no chance. Wentz was clearly frustrated while the training staff tended to his ankle. He threw his helmet at one point. Wentz didn't return to the game as second-year quarterback Jacob Eason played the Colts' final two series. Eason threw an interception on his second pass attempt after entering the game. Felt it right away, tried to tape it up and do everything I could to finish the game. Went and said, I've sprained my ankle probably 100 times since I was a kid. This one, I just couldn't play on it. Injuries have been a significant part of Wentz's career. He has played a full season just twice in the first 5 years of his NFL career. His most serious injury was torn ACL suffered late in the 2017 season, also against the Rams. Wentz missed 3 weeks of training camp this year after undergoing left foot surgery on August 2nd. Eason took the majority of first-team snaps in Wentz's absence. He'll likely start against Tennessee in Week 3 if Wentz is out for an extended period of time. The belief was that Wentz, who the Colts acquired from Philadelphia during the offseason, would have an opportunity to stay healthy while playing behind what had been a good offensive line in previous seasons. Wentz is 45 of 69 for 498 yards with 3 touchdowns and an interception while showing a knack for being able to extend plays with his feet this season. At the same time, though, he has also been hit way too many times. Wentz has been sacked 6 times and hit an additional 21 times through the first 2 games. When you have a running quarterback who gets hurt, everybody says, there you go, Reich said. Half the quarterbacks around the league play like Carson plays, extending plays, trying to do things like that. I'm encouraged with how he's playing. The Colts, who are 0-2 for the first time under Reich, are about to start a 3-game road trip. Indianapolis hasn't started a season 0-3 since 2011. So, there you go. All right, well, looks like Adam's got some things to say out here. Yeah, MFer is comical, not an insult. Call me an SOB, though, and you will be eating your meals through a straw for the next 6 months. Let's see, Adam says, Raiders looking surprisingly good, but they will implode soon. TB looking good again so far. Bears are a pathetic disgrace again this year. I'm calling Justin Fields a big bust already. Oh, man, it's way too soon for that. Time for the Bears to give Jim McMahon a call, whatever used car dealership he's working at, and get him on the contract. They can't draft anyone, and they keep wasting money on these wash-up QBs. So that's how Adam feels right there. Not very happy with the Bears and their quarterback situation. Actually, you know what? I think I think they'll be decent. I mean that we'll see. It's still way too early in the season to give up hope on them just yet, man. And Andy Dalton, he's all right. Maybe if he comes back, or maybe this is just what they need. Maybe this will be the shot in the arm they need. I don't know. The Bears, yeah, they seem to have trouble with quarterbacks for whatever reason. So it's been a long list, and but we'll see. Only time will tell. Only time will tell. Well, you know what? I had a lot of other stories that I wanted to go over, but they're really not applicable to much. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap up the show. But I want to say thank you to Adam for contributing. I may start doing this on Wednesdays. I may move the live stream from Tuesdays to Wednesdays, but I don't know. It's hard for me to say, but maybe 12:45 is a better time on Wednesday than 1:30 on Tuesday. I don't know. But either way, look for the Week 3 picks video to be coming out tomorrow at 1:30 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. And I also wanted to say that before I go, because there was, I sent out a show notification yesterday in the discussion tab of the YouTube channel, and I just wanted to say that if there's any changing in the show at all, then this is where it's going to be. So, alright, so you guys see this discussion tab here on the channel. Yesterday I posted there, no live stream. Tomorrow I'll be going live Wednesday, 12:45 Mountain Standard Time. So if there's ever going to be any changes to the show or whatever from week to week, then chances are I'll be posting it here. And I think from now on, just when I schedule the live stream in general, I'll just post it here so you guys can, if you watch the replay and you want to join us live, then you can just check the discussion tab of the channel. And that's pretty much it. So, like I said, please be sure to tune in tomorrow, like, subscribe, share. And until I speak to you live next week, please be good to yourselves and each other. And I will talk to you all next week. God bless.